So I'm just going to be showing my Yugioh collection today. I mean, this is just some of the stuff I've got on displays. A lot of it's like Asian English, and I've got Water Dragon Asian English just down the back there, and just bits and pieces really. But the main sort of thing I want to show is just the binders. So I've got two binders I'm just going to show you. Let's be down to the end. So it's just like the original Duel Monsters Yu-Gi-Oh! So obviously the first page. I think a lot of this stuff is self-explanatory, so I'm not really going to get into it too much. So I feel like mainly game promos. You see a lot of spaces in the binder. A lot of them is just like triple up and double up. That's pretty much it really. So these are just pretty much my favourite game promos. Before it moves on to the TP stuff. So I've got, well, what I would like is Mechanical Chaser, Morphin Jar, Needleworm. Just waiting for a good price for them to come up. In a good enough condition as well. And the Royal Decrees, they're quite expensive and generally pretty hard to come by. DD Warriors there. I do love the Toon stuff as well. And I know it gets kind of a lot of hate, but I do like Luminous Soldier. I know it's just such a random card, but it's so random that I like it. That's a scratch on the sleeve. But yeah, it's just so random that I like it. I mean, it's just completely unusable, as are quite a lot of the TP stuff. And I do like the Call of the Grave Supers and the Anti-Regeki is all very unique, and it's quite nostalgic for the old sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! With like a third Fortress Prevail, and if I don't, I'll probably put Garma Sword there, but I do get a lot of Garma Swords, and I do, Legionnaires seem to stay in the collection. I always find a reason to sell it. This stuff I kind of need to change a little bit, because some of it's Asian English, but I also wouldn't mind the whole collection being Asian English. I just really like the stock that the cards printed on, so that yeah, they're there for now. Love them still. I will probably keep them even if I get the NA print. I think it should be on the sleeve. Yeah, it's on the sleeve. I should probably get some actually better sleeves. But yeah, and these are just like some of my favourite cards. Gate Guardian. Yeah, it kind of speaks for itself a little bit really. Being such a high level monster. And the Gaia Dragon Champion is also one of my favourites. It's just nostalgic from just when I was collecting, like as a little kid, and you see anyone with like this sort of kind of card, it just, you know, you want to be their friend. You want to trade them everything. I mean, you don't even care what you trade for it. Here I'm just looking to double up on the Serpent Knight. It's quite an underrated secret, I think. Blue Eyes Toon. Yep, unbelievable card again. So I've got three first edition Jinzos. I think it's still a little bit underrated, I think. Injection Fairy Lily, I mean, again, it's a very nostalgic card. Yeah, it's just, what I like about it is just the foiling on it as well. Because the whole thing's not foiled, like her herself is not. But again, with Jinzo, I like the fact that the whole thing is pretty much foiled. Other than his head, but the mask is. So yeah, I kind of, that's why I really like the old school Secret Rares. Also, well, I've got quite a few of them. Yeah, love Vampire Lord, but just don't have room for multiples. Live Golden is one of my favourites because of the anime. I thought it was really intimidating in the TV show. Likewise with some of these Dark Necrophere. I think a lot of people know about that card. Nothing really too much to add for the rest of this really. Would like to triple up on the Paladin. I think it's underrated. Just some ultimate rares. Love the Crush cards. I'm probably going to give them a new place. But I mean, it was used by Kaiba, wasn't it? So King Dragon. And you probably saw, I've got an Asian English one up there. I've got 3 of them down here as well. I think it's one of the best arts in Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole. This stuff I'm kind of saving for retro pack and other interesting cards. Again, retro pack cards. That's the new one. It's just the X it is. And these are just like random bits that I like. I mean, the Blue Eyes White Dragon is a fantastic artwork. I think it's underrated artwork as well. A couple of the old tins. I think they chose the cards really, really well. I mean, Panthora is not available. It wasn't available in like a normal pack back then. It's just more unique cards, and I can't remember that, but the others was used in the TV show as well. I like some of the modern cards, but I'm probably going to get rid of all the modern stuff because I just don't really trust Konami. I don't trust that the modern cards will hold value long term. But I do like them. I might keep them. Just because a lot of them are quite nostalgic for the TV show. I mean, these I'll keep. I think these are. Everyone really wanted these. Like I'm talking about the Dragon Knights when they first came out, and the Tamias and the Legendary Knights over here. Cooled off a lot since then. I mean, I think they cooled off way too much since then. The booster boxes are still ridiculously expensive because it was so widely opened. But yeah, I'm happy to hold on. The rest of the binder I'm not really going to show, but it's just like cards that I also just quite like, really. Yeah, not really much going to show the rest of the binder. I don't want to waste too much of your time. But the next binder is the GX era and retro format. So yeah, hitting quite hard with the original Secret Rare lot. Loved Grebo. Most of this binder is Europrint. I think Europrint looks a hell of a lot better. Oh, it's some Asian English. Again, like I said before, I love the Asian English. Like this Wild Edge. Yeah, waiting to triple up on Flaming Man. One of them's the silver stamp, one's gold. I think it's just quite nice to compare them. Again, Asian English. I would like to triple up on Shining Flares. In fact, I do have another Shining Flare. It's graded 7. I just haven't cracked it yet. Yeah, Asian English cards just hit pretty hard for me. Same with the Tempest. Yeah, big Elemental Hero fan. I mean, these are like the main ones, my favourite ones. It does sort of go on, as you see, with the Neos cards, Neos Fusions, and just the random ones at the top. Saying that, I do like Rampart Blaster. Most of these are first edition. All of them are actually, apart from the top two. So these two, Glow Neos, Dark Neos, Grand and Glow. The rest is first edition. I think you find this with a lot of Elemental Hero fans. They're more of a fan of the original lot, so I wasn't in such a big hurry to get these in first edition. But yeah, Neos is probably my favourite one. I love the Miracle Fusions, loved in the Tag Force games. I mean, these are great as well. I think the sleeve is quite a lot of the sleeve rather than the card. I think I do need to check it. So there's a couple of scratches on that, but even so, and they're quite nice copies. It is quite difficult to find the Ghost Rares in like a more mintier condition. I know one of these was really nice. It must be the Chaos News, because the other one had a couple more scratches than what I remember. Yeah, so the Chaos News is really nice. Lovely condition card, honestly. Yeah, I also like the 3 secret rares. They get a little bit overlooked, and Magnios is, it sort of reminds me of like a Dragon Ball kind of card, but it just kind of came out quite random. But I remember when it did come out, it was the chase card for me as a big Elemental Hero fanboy, pretty much. Now what I preferred over the Elemental Heroes back at the time was the Cyber Dragons, and I'll show you them obviously in a second. So yeah, Destiny Heroes, and just some Evil Heroes as well. Just going to triple up, double up. Obviously Dogma was my favourite Destiny Hero. I just love the sort of portrait look with the wings out. Now here's like some Cyber stuff. I would like these 3 to be Cyber Dragons. I just, for whatever reason, I just haven't bought them. So they should all be EU print, which I think is the sort of like only route to go. Yeah, I love the Cyber Dragons. Again, sort of carries over here. Cyber Dark Dragon, Cyber Dark Impact as well. I think it was very unique, to be honest. But yeah, I love each of these. You'll find that I do like play sets of cards. I like the way they look when you've got 3 of each. Again, 3 Armor Tiles here, 3 Sacred Beasts. I wouldn't mind getting more just for the Sacred Beasts. I specifically remember them very well from the TV show as well. And just some other Ultimate rares that I really liked from those earlier sets. Moving on to Crystal Beasts. People love Crystal Beasts. Always maintains a really high value. I like them, but I think other people like them more than what I do. But again, they're stunning cards, honestly. Especially when they're in EU print. I mean, they're just catching my eye, the Rainbow Runes. Moving on to the Gladiator Beasts. This is more of a retro format. Cards are the best cards from them, and bestiaries are. They've always been more the higher end super rares from the champion packs. Same with Testaga, always been quite an expensive ultimate rare. With the Heraclinos as well, great cards. Kind of old school secret rares. I love the Grandmasters for the 6 Samurais when they came out. I think a lot of these are quite underrated, honestly. I think the artwork on the Diabolos is and Mr. Arcfiend. I can probably go on about these quite a long time. Yeah, I think it's just unbelievable. And they don't have the price tag what I think they should have. And pretty much until they do get that price tag, I'm just going to keep hold of them. Yeah, nothing really to say here. I mean, I've got the clear world stuff because they're used in I think it was the final season of Yugioh or the season before. Yeah, obviously triple up in the Doomfire. Great looking card, and I was going to get 2 Arcana Force of the Worlds. Stealth Union. Gladiator's Assault, we'll get to that pack. Really, obviously expensive pack because of the really limited secret rares that you can get due to the quantity that there is, but just the way they're also short printed. Just going to double up for the Rainbow Dark Dragon. For Nobunaga's, for whatever reason, I don't really find many first editions of these. I've got 2 and the other one's unlimited, I think, yeah. So moving on to Gladiator's Assault. Yeah, it's an expensive page, but great, unbelievable cards. All English. So I know there's quite a few like foreign cards. of these, but they're nowhere near as expensive. Before we go over to the quite meta-defining cards, very much so. I love the Judgment Dragons. Euro print just so much better than the North American print. If you like the North American print, it's completely fine. But I you know, how? Well, at least when you compare them, at least. Anyway, so moving on to the sort of more synchro stuff. So again, we're talking like meta, really. So I've got the dual terminal. I think these are very underrated, the Starlight Trishlas, because they're very hard pack as well. Got the first edition Black Rose. I'm still waiting on Crimson Dragon, Stardust, and Ancient Fairy. Moving on to the ulti versions. I mean, the Black Rose Dragons. Crossroads of Chaos is such a hard pack to find in first edition because it's only from the tins. You won't find a first edition box. So to have these in Europrint are just absolutely stunning. Very happy to have them. And obviously it's almost like my OCD to just get 3. So yeah, retro format. Tell you Dad. Okay. I mean, we pretty much covered a lot of what's in the deck already within this binder. So kind of moving on a little bit more just to more like zombie swarms. Again, likewise with the Black Rose Dragons, it's Crossroads of Chaos again. These plague spreaders are really hard to find in first edition. You know, you if you look on eBay right now, you're probably not going to find many of them, if any, honestly. You're definitely not going to find 3. And if you do find 3, they're probably quite expensive. So yeah. So again, retro format really, but a little bit like bits and bobs really. I mean, I love the Black Whirlwinds. I really like the Black Ring cards, but there's not many high rarity ones in my opinion. So Light and Darkness Dragon, which actually goes with the Monarchs. Yeah, Europrint Kairos is obviously a big one. Very much a well-loved card. I think it looks really nice in the middle there. I did have another copy, but I did sell it just because it's an expensive card. I think it's probably a little bit too expensive for what it is. So, yeah, I'm not gonna sell multiple of them if I don't believe in it. Yeah, bits and bobs. Champion Pack Lone Fire Blossoms, the Ulti Glow Bulbs. Obviously the Edison Ultis. Again, love the Europrint. Before we get on to more retro format stuff, you've got the play set of the Ulti Maxis, love having 3 of them. The Shiens at the top. Perfect cards. Would like to put them with the Grandmasters. Again, retro format. I just love having like the staples of retro format, the ones that you remember needing and playing. These are really interesting. I might take them out and put them on display because they're the Korean prize cards. I think that's from like a summer tournament in 2013 or 2011, 2012, one of them. But there's it's very hard to find one, let alone 3. And yeah, they just pop so nice. I've got the Ultis as well. Ultis are in Europrint. Just kind of, they're actually just on a nearby table at the moment. Because I need to find some room for it, but it's very difficult. Yeah, tour guides, love tour guides. They're actually undervalued, considering how often their card was used, and I think they're still regarded as max rarity. So you got the Fire Fist stuff. So there's the Shadow, Rescue Rabbit. Put the Colossus there in the middle as well. I like the look of these cards as Satellas. I just think they do stand out. If we go on to heroes, we have 3 Starlight Stratos. I know what people think of Starlights and stuff, but for the Stratos, I think it works really, really well because they're, again, so hard to pack. So it's got the hero lifts as well at the bottom. Again, playset of them needed for the retro format, and also just genuinely just a hard card to find. So we've got 3 first editions on the bottom. Almost finished. Again, Starlight, Ultis again. Just put the supers at the top, but I really liked it when these cards came out, and were quite quite method finding, honestly, again. This is actually Asian English. So it's, I think the QCR is a bit more subtle. I think I need to put in a new sleeve just because the sleeve is a little bit scratched up. And here we've just got Europrint Max Rarity spellbooks, just to finish off the binder. I'm not going into it too much, but yeah, I love the artwork on these. So behind quite a few of these cards, there's actually the other cards to pretty much have a full deck, honestly. I mean, if I just sort of see what's behind here, another spellbook card, more spellbook cards, and yeah, that's just how I'm finishing off the binder. I do have some other bits and bobs. Obviously got the display case. If you wonder where Dark Magician Girl is, it's up there. And I will actually just quickly show these as well. It's just a PSA 8 Cyber Dragon. Again, got 3 in the binder. I've got another one graded. Got a Shining Flare. I was going to crack this one. Again, Europrint. Don't really want the American. I'd much rather spend a lot more money to get Europrint. As obviously Europrint is worth a fair bit more, but I do think it's worth the extra, especially if you're talking about the Gear Golden, because a lot of them are NA print. It's very hard to find a Europrint, especially one in the kind of condition that this one is. It's a 9, but it's a 9 because of the sensory. The actual condition is gem mint. It's 10. Again, they're just fingerprints and stuff, but yeah, it's pretty much most of my collection, that is. So I thought I'd show everyone the collection, see what everyone thinks. Obviously it's quite high end, so I think people would like to see it, and I change it quite regularly, and I'm thinking about maybe cutting down to 1 binder because there's obviously a lot of stuff here, and yeah, I need to think what I can try and sell to pretty much get some money back, to be quite honest. So I can use it on other things. So I've got a Pokemon binder that's got many holes in it, because I'm watching the gold stars and everything like that. It's just going to get way too expensive. So it just seems having 2 high-end binders is probably a bit excessive if I've got everything on display as well, and trying to complete the Pokemon binder, and I've got a Pokemon display section as well with some quite high-end cards on it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly rich by any means, so I do need to probably get some money back. But I'll just, before the video ends, I'm just going to quickly just show the this part of the display. I might put that card in the binder as well. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy the video, and thank you for watching, especially if you stayed until the end. Thank you.